And now to a massive IRS tax leak revealed in a new investigative report by ProPublica. The wealthiest of Americans, billionaires like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Warren Buffett, paid little to no federal income tax. In fact, listen to this. The richest 25 people paid less in federal income tax than most American workers. And it was all legal. But should it be? Here's ABC's Terry Moran.
The numbers revealed in the report from the investigative group ProPublica are staggering. In 2007, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos made $3.8 billion. But Bezos, now the richest man in the world, paid nothing, not a dime, in federal income taxes that year. Same story for Tesla billionaire Elon Musk in 2018. Investment icon Warren Buffett says he supports higher taxes for the rich.
The wealthy are definitely undertaxed.
And he, too, has benefited. Between 2014 and 2018, Buffett made a whopping $24.3 billion. But over those years, he paid just $23.7 million in federal income taxes, an infinitesimal percentage of the money he made.
Families have to pay their tax bills regularly, but the billionaires have found a way to avoid that.
ProPublica found nothing illegal. Its investigation focused only on federal income taxes, which are largely based on wages and salaries. But these billionaires make most of their money from investments, which have long been given preferential treatment, not from salaries. And that skewers the federal tax code towards the wealthy.
And many people felt that they knew this, but perhaps just not as egregious as it might be. Terry Moran joins us now. And Terry, the IRS is now investigating how ProPublica obtained the private tax information of all these billionaires?
They are, Lindsay. ProPublica actually obtained the data on thousands of the richest Americans from the IRS. That is an unprecedented leak of tax information. The IRS has long said that privacy is one of its prime goals in collecting taxes, and this is being investigated by the IRS and the FBI, as you said. Now, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, they both declined to comment to ProPublica on all of this. However, Warren Buffett did release a statement, and in it he declared, quote, "I continue to believe that the tax code should be changed substantially." Lindsay?
All right, Terry Moran, our thanks to you. And for more now, we bring in ProPublica senior reporter and editor Jesse Eisinger, who co-authored this report. This is really just extraordinary reporting. We thank you so much for joining us tonight. As you explain, Americans are taxed on income and on gains when they sell an asset, but we generally aren't taxed on things that we haven't sold, like stock shares or homes that we still live in. These are known as unrealized gains. Why is it important for your team to look at these kinds of gains that are not taxed?
That's a great question. So we got all of the tax returns of thousands of the wealthiest Americans, and we looked very closely at the 25 ultra wealthiest, the top 25. And what we found is they're completely out of the tax system. So as you said astutely, we get taxed because we have salaries, and the taxes get taken out of our salaries. And we really have no choice. We're stuck in the system. The ultra wealthy don't have salaries often, or they have minuscule salaries. Instead, what they have is assets, and assets that grow, like Amazon stock or Tesla stock. And what happens is that that goes up and up and up, and they become billionaires and multi-billionaires. And then they have all this wealth. That's the equivalent of their income, but they're not taxed on it. And what they do often is borrow against that. They live off of that. This is what their income is, how they can extract money, but it's not taxed. They're completely out of the system.
So billionaire investor Carl Icahn responded to your request for comment by saying, quote, "There's a reason it's called income tax. The reason is if you're a poor person, a rich person, if you are Apple, if you have no income, you don't pay taxes." And then he added, do you think that a rich person should pay taxes no matter what? And I'm curious how you would respond to that question, if it's a matter of you thinking that people should be taxed based on their wealth and not just their income.
Yeah, Carl spoke to us, and he was very perplexed. He couldn't understand the concept. He said, you know, I'm just a rich person. Why should I be taxed? Now, we're not policy people. We don't, we're just journalists. So we don't prescribe a policy. We wanted to describe reality for people so that they fully understood it. With Carl, the way it works is that his business borrows immense amounts of money, billions of dollars, and then he goes and invests, and he amplifies his returns. He's an investor, so he gets boosted returns from borrowing money, just like people do when they have a mortgage. They put a down payment on a house, they have a mortgage, and when they sell, they can keep the gains. That's what Carl does with his investments. Now, the trick is for Carl, everything flows down through his business into his personal taxes. And then when he's paying interest on those loans, he gets to deduct that from his income, and it wipes out all of his income. And so the taxpayer is subsidizing his borrowing. It's a great deal for him. It's not necessarily great for the taxpayer.
And many Americans have long thought that the ultra-rich don't pay their fair share of taxes, but your team uncovered an enormous trove of information. Do you think that our tax system is even more inequitable than even the cynics among us believed it to be?
I think that even the cynical people and even people who shrugged and said, yeah, sure, we know that wealthy people don't pay a lot of taxes, I think they would have been shocked yesterday to learn, and I hope they were shocked today to learn, that Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, had 2 years recently, 2007 and 2011, when he was a billionaire and he paid zero in taxes. And Elon Musk in 2018, zero in federal income taxes. And Michael Bloomberg, who ran for president, zero in federal income taxes in 2010. George Soros, these are household names, Carl Icahn, and you can pay zero in tax. Not only that, but they're paying basically 3.4% on their wealth growth in taxes. Most average Americans, people making the median salary, about $60,000, $70,000, they're paying about 14% on income taxes. These guys are paying 3.4% on the equivalent of their income, their wealth growth. That seems like a deeply, profoundly unfair system.
And lastly, ProPublica says that it will publish more reports in the coming months. Can you give us just a little taste, a little preview of what we might be able to expect?
Well, we're going to comb through all the data and look for deductions, loopholes, people taking advantage of the system. We have data on thousands of Americans going back more than 15 years, wealthiest Americans. We have audit information, so we're going to find out who the IRS was audited, who the IRS audited, and what the results of those audits were. We know that the IRS budget has been going down, and audits for the wealthy have been collapsing. So we think that they're probably getting away with a lot, and we're going to try to uncover as much as we can. In fact, if people have tips, if lawyers and tax accountants and average people have tips for us, they can go to ProPublica.org and give us tips securely, and we welcome that.
Let me just follow up on that really quickly and ask you, what's the end result, the desired end game for you here? You said very clearly you're not a policy maker, but would you like to see some policy changed as a result of you putting the spotlight on this?
Well, we really don't advocate for specific policies or any policies at all. We're prohibited. We're a nonprofit. But what we try to do is we think it is in the public interest to understand what the wealthy pay and what they don't pay, and their deductions and the loopholes and the system itself that's designed to allow the ultra wealthy to be completely out of the tax system. We believe that's a public service, and we hope that readers agree.
Jesse Eisinger, we thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.